Welcome to this comprehensive clinical guide on adverse drug reactions, or ADRs. Understanding and managing ADRs is essential for patient safety and optimal therapeutic outcomes. An adverse drug reaction is defined as any noxious change suspected to be due to a drug occurring at normal doses, which requires treatment, dose reduction, or caution in future use. It is important to distinguish between an ADR and an adverse drug event, or ADE. An ADR is a noxious and unintended response with a causal relationship to the drug at normal doses. An ADE is a broader term, meaning any untoward occurrence during treatment that may or may not be related to the drug. ADRs have significant clinical impact. They are attributed to 3 to 11% of hospital admissions and complicate many hospitalizations. Post-marketing surveillance is crucial for detecting rare ADRs that are missed during clinical trials. Certain groups are at a higher risk for ADRs, including elderly patients due to altered pharmacokinetics and polypharmacy, children, pregnant women, and individuals with multiple comorbidities or immunosuppression. ADRs are graded by severity. Minor ADRs require no change in care. Moderate ones require a change in therapy or prolonged hospitalization. Severe ADRs are potentially life-threatening, while lethal ones directly contribute to patient death. We classify ADRs using systems like the Type A through F classification, which helps in understanding their underlying mechanisms and predictability. The primary classification divides ADRs into Type A and Type B. Type A, or augmented reactions, are predictable, dose-dependent, and based on the drug's known pharmacology. Type B, or bizarre reactions, are unpredictable, dose-independent, and based on immunological or genetic factors. Type A reactions are an extension of the pharmacological effect at therapeutic doses, such as bleeding from anticoagulants. Management typically involves dose adjustment and monitoring. Type B reactions have no direct link to the drug's primary mechanism. They result from drug allergies or genetic predispositions and often lead to more serious clinical outcomes, requiring immediate drug withdrawal. Type C, or chronic reactions, are associated with cumulative long-term exposure. Examples include NSAID-induced nephropathy or corticosteroid-induced osteoporosis, requiring regular monitoring for prevention. Type D, or delayed reactions, manifest with a significant temporal delay, sometimes months to years after exposure. These include teratogenesis and carcinogenesis, necessitating long-term vigilance. Type E, or end-of-use reactions, are withdrawal syndromes and rebound phenomena, predictable upon drug cessation. Gradual tapering and patient education are key preventative measures. Type F, or failure of efficacy reactions, involve an unexpected failure of therapy, often due to drug interactions, resistance, or inadequate dosing. This requires therapeutic drug monitoring and patient counseling. The mechanisms of ADRs often involve pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic processes, affecting how drugs are absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and eliminated, or how they affect the body. Cytotoxic effects are a Type A mechanism, where drugs form reactive metabolites that bind covalently with cellular components, leading to toxicity like acetaminophen hepatotoxicity. Drug-drug interactions occur when two or more drugs alter each other's effects. These interactions can be pharmacodynamic, affecting drug action, or pharmacokinetic, affecting drug levels. Pharmacodynamic interactions alter the drug effect at the same plasma level. They can involve receptor competition, like opioids versus naloxone, or interactions at different receptor sites. Pharmacokinetic interactions related to absorption include chelation, like tetracyclines with calcium, or alterations in gastric pH and gastrointestinal motility, reducing or increasing drug uptake. In drug distribution, protein binding displacement, such as warfarin being displaced by aspirin, can increase the free drug concentration and potentially lead to toxicity, especially with highly bound drugs. Metabolism interactions are often the most clinically significant. Enzyme induction decreases drug levels, while enzyme inhibition increases them, primarily by affecting 450 Cypriot pounds enzymes. Elimination interactions occur in the kidney, altering renal excretion. This can involve competition for tubular secretion or changes in urine pH that affect drug reabsorption. Drug-food interactions, such as grapefruit juice inhibiting CYP3A4 or tyramine with MAO inhibitors causing hypertensive crisis, can significantly alter drug levels and safety. Idiosyncratic reactions, a Type B mechanism, are genetically determined abnormal responses unique to certain individuals, such as prolonged apnea due to pseudocholinesterase deficiency. Drug allergy or hypersensitivity, another type B reaction, is an abnormal immune response requiring prior sensitization. Reactions are categorized into 4 types, with anaphylaxis and SJS being among the most serious. Teratogenicity, a type D reaction, involves drug-induced fetal abnormalities. The period of organogenesis, 18 to 55 days, is the most vulnerable time for major structural deformities. Pharmacovigilance is the science and activities focused on the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse effects related to pharmaceutical products. Key pharmacovigilance activities include spontaneous reporting systems like MedWatch, active surveillance, signal detection, causality assessment, and risk management strategies. Detecting ADRs in practice involves meticulous patient interviews, laboratory monitoring, and a high index of suspicion. A critical rule is to assume a new symptom is an ADR until proven otherwise. Causality assessment tools, such as the Naranjo algorithm, are used to determine the probability of a drug causing an adverse event by considering factors like the temporal relationship and rechallenge data. ADRs should be reported when they are serious, unexpected, or associated with new drugs. Reports are submitted to national pharmacovigilance centers, like the FDA's MedWatch. Preventing ADRs requires rational prescribing, thorough medication histories, considering patient-specific factors, screening for interactions, and starting with a low dose, especially in the elderly. Elderly patients are at higher risk due to altered organ function and polypharmacy. Common ADRs include falls and confusion. Tools like the Beers criteria help identify potentially inappropriate medications. Pediatric patients present unique challenges due to developing organ systems and limited clinical data. Specific ADRs, such as Reyes syndrome with aspirin, require extra vigilance. High-alert medications, such as anticoagulants, insulin, and opioids, carry the highest risk of causing serious harm. Their use requires extra precautions and rigorous monitoring protocols. Managing an ADR involves prompt recognition, discontinuing the suspected drug, initiating supportive care, thorough documentation, and reporting the event to ensure patient safety and data collection. All healthcare professionals share responsibility for ADR management. Prescribers must select appropriate drugs, while pharmacists counsel patients and nurses recognize and document reactions. Clinical practice pearls include obtaining a complete history, documenting all adverse reactions, educating patients, and always thinking ADR first when new symptoms appear. Avoid treating an ADR as a new condition. Common prescribing errors leading to ADRs include dosing mistakes, failure to adjust for organ impairment, overlooking drug interactions, and inadequate patient education and monitoring. Emerging trends in ADR prevention include utilizing pharmacogenomics for genetic testing and personalized medicine approaches to predict risk factors. Artificial intelligence and electronic health records are enhancing safety through predictive algorithms for ADR risk, real-time drug interaction alerts, and robust signal detection in large data sets. Key resources for ADR information include regulatory agencies like the FDA MedWatch and the MHRA Yellow Card. Clinical references like UpToDate and specialized interaction checkers are also vital. Remember these key takeaways. No drug is absolutely safe, and ADRs are common and costly. Understanding the classification and reporting mechanisms contributes to global patient safety. Prevention strategies focus on the right drug, right dose, right patient, and right monitoring. Healthcare professionals have a shared responsibility for ADR prevention. In conclusion, vigilance, knowledge, and consistent reporting of adverse drug reactions are critical activities that ultimately save lives.